Guys, I was not planning on doing a haul video today, but we're ending up doing it because I hit up, and sorry, I literally just walked up a hill, so I'm really tired. But yeah, so earlier today I ended up hitting 2 estate sales. It's Friday when I'm recording this right now, so I went and did a little estate sailing this morning. So I went to 2 estate sales, I went to a Goodwill, and then I also found a little senior citizens thrift shop that was right in the same shopping center as Goodwill, and oh my god, it is amazing. I can't wait to show you all of the stuff from there. So first off, let's start with the first estate sale. So the first estate sale was really strange. The woman who passed was a collector of a whole bunch of she had my taste. Like, she had amazing taste. It was all sorts of antiques and vintage, and I absolutely adored it. Her daughter, who I'm sure is a very nice woman, but she's going through a very hard time right now, and so you could tell she just didn't want to be there. She was fed up with everybody. I also think she was trying to take a hard stance on a lot of the pricing, so there was zero negotiation. I'll tell you a funny story in a second, and I totally get it. It's the first day of the estate sale. Her mother just passed. She's trying to work through all of it, but it does make buying a little bit more tricky, because not only do you have to navigate their emotions, but you also have to navigate price tags. And she was putting resellers prices on it. So she was putting price tags like, you know, $20 on a mirror that I could probably sell for like $17 or $15. So it's getting really tricky. So let me show you what I picked up from that particular estate sale and why I chose those items. And I had to be very, very picky with what I chose. So I got this. This is awesome. So it's got a little sticker on the back that says handmade in Indonesia. You probably can't see that, but it says handmade in Indonesia. It is incredibly dirty. So I think it's just been sitting in the back of a garage for a while. I honestly think that this woman was, they said that she was a hoarder. I don't think she was a hoarder. I think she was a reseller, and they don't want to tell us that, because a lot of these things did have little handmade price tags on them, and they were not from the estate sale. And a lot of them also, like, she had like 10 Tiffany's lamps, or Tiffany style lamps, you know, that kind of, and like, who needs 10? It wasn't a very big house, so who needs 10 Tiffany style lamps? Anyways, so I think she was a reseller. I do not think that she was a hoarder. Her stuff was very beautiful. She had a wonderful collection. So anyways, she had wonderful taste. So I love this frog mirror. I actually got, so the stuff that I'm going to show you, she gave me individual price tags on it. I ended up spending $51. And there's a funny story to that. I ended up spending $50, but she originally told me $51 for everything. So what I ended up doing was just saying $50 for everything. Well, I suggested, would you take $50 for everything? It was just $1 cheaper, and the reason I did that was because then she wouldn't have to go hunt down change. She wasn't very organized for this whole thing. So I thought, if I offer $50, I'm certainly not gonna offer $60, but if I offer $50, then she wouldn't have to go rummage around for $9. And I said, would you do $50? That way you don't have to make change. She goes, no, I think everyone is getting a really good price today. And that was that. So I thought, okay, well, and then I proceeded to spend 10 minutes waiting for her to find $9, which she never found, and she finally handed me 2 5s and said, I'm just gonna give you 10. I'm like, okay. So we ended up doing the original thing that I was suggesting anyways, but whatever. I'm gonna let her get on with her day. So essentially what I did was I paid $50 for all of these items, and then all I did was count up the items and then divide 50 by the number of items that I got. And that's kind of how I pulled up the price tag for each. So I paid $50 for the whole thing. I ended up paying about $7 per item for both estate sales. So let me show you what I got from the first estate sale, which was the frog. And then I also got, okay, so these are really, really cool, and these actually ended up paying for the entire day plus. So her mother was a Christmas ornament collector, and she had hundreds of these things. Now, I do believe they were priced fairly. These were one of the few items that I don't think the daughter quite knew what she had, and so these were priced incredibly fairly. So this is a hand-blown Scarlett O'Hara. So if you guys are, I'm a huge Gone with the Wind fan, so I don't know if I'm gonna sell this, but it's a beautiful Scarlett O'Hara ornament from 1999, and it's hand blown. And yeah, it's just absolutely beautiful. So this one actually will retail for this one will actually retail online for roughly about $60, maybe more. I actually couldn't find one exactly like this. I found one in a different style from a different year that retailed for about $60. And so yeah, this one was actually difficult to find. I couldn't find that one. The next one that I got, and I got this one purely because I'm a huge Nutcracker fan, and also Christmas is around the corner, so I thought this would be a great thing to have. So it is Uncle Drosselmeyer. There you go. So he's got the eye patch on. He's from the exact same collection. So he's absolutely beautiful. No dings or scratches. He's still got his tag on him. So he's just absolutely beautiful. So I'll be selling him inside the box. Let's see. And I'm going to put Scarlet. I don't want to break Scarlet. And what's funny is that is my all-time favorite scene in Gone with the Wind, when she dresses in the drapes. Oh, I love it. I honestly think the hat is ugly, but I absolutely love the dress. And if it were the end of the world and I needed to dress myself in my drapes, I'm gonna take some points from Scarlet. Okay, so the last ornament, I did get one more ornament. So again, those will both sell for around $50 to $60, especially with the holidays coming up. This one, the box broke, but I'm not too worried about that, primarily because it was the wrong box anyways. This one was for Paddington Bear, which sadly I did not see there. I would have snatched him up in a heartbeat. But this is King Kong. And I believe he's from the same, from the Polonaise collection. So a little bit of King Kong on the Empire State Building, which I think is pretty awesome. You can see the little airplanes flying. Around him, which I think is just really, really fun. So anyways, I can't find this exact one online, but I'm guessing it's going to retail again for probably, you know, between $50 and $70. The more recognizable characters like King Kong and Scarlet probably will retail for just a little bit more than like a Santa Claus. And she had a lot of Santa Clauses, which were absolutely beautiful, but I think that these are going to retail for a little bit more. Okay, moving on. The next thing that I got from her house, and I am stumped on this one, so if somebody knows teddy bears, help me out. So I got this guy again for about $7. She actually quoted me $5 on him, but when you do all of the math, he turned out to be about $7. So come on, guy. Here we go. So I think he's just absolutely adorable. He's very tiny. Why does it keep focusing on me? He is very, very tiny. It's cool because his little, when one arm raises, the other arm raises. When one leg raises, the other leg raises. He is showing some patchy, you know, a little bit of patchy fur. He's got beautiful little orange button eyes. So, they're not buttons, but, you know, little orange eyes. He's just really, really beautiful. And so a little bit of his smile is missing, but you can still tell he's smiling. So I think he's going to be easily from the turn of the century. I just don't know if he's stiff. He's very firm, and I think he might be filled with sawdust. It's hard to tell, but I'm going to have to do some serious teddy bear research on this guy, but I absolutely adore him. And what's cool is when you bend his ear back a little bit, just a little bit, you can still see his original fur, his like little golden original fur. It's very clean in certain areas of him, but the majority of him has definitely seen some love. So I don't know what I'm gonna price him at. I've got to do a lot more research on him, but I am very much in love with him. So after I left her, I ended up spending $50 on all of those things. But remember, even just one of those is going to retail for more than, it's going to retail for about $60. So we did really, really well with $50 there. So the next thing that I went to right down the street, I went to another, what do you call them? Estate sale. My brain is fried. Went to another estate sale and I got two things. I got a Renew-A-Pocket. Actually, I got two Renew-A-Pockets. And I didn't do any research on them while I was there. I was trying to be respectful because again, it looked like someone had passed. But there are two, I don't know, I honestly don't know what these are. I'm not a sewer. But there are two pockets on the inside. I think it's for men's pockets, and when their pockets bust out, they can replace the pockets pretty darn easily with just an iron-on and a pair of scissors. So I believe that's what it is. The two of them are still in there. It's still got 2 each in each packet. The packets are in rough condition, but they're still very, very beautiful. This one's actually in a little bit better of a condition, but they're still pretty rough. Anyways, I looked online and 2 of these go for about $30. So, and like I said, when you even everything out, I spent about $7 on each of them. So definitely overpaid for these guys. But all in all, I'll make probably about a $15 profit on that, which is not too shabby. Okay, so in the scheme of things, I definitely overpaid for this one because it's just a photograph, and generally I only spend about $2 to $3 to $4 on a photograph. She originally did quote me $4 for this, but again, remember, because I took all the stuff and I divided it by the amount I actually spent, this actually everything averaged out to $7 a piece. So technically I spent $7 for this photo, but I really, really love this photo. And photos for me tend to pay way over what I usually end up buying them for. So if I pay $7 for this, it's probably gonna make me $50 or $60. And the reason I say this is because I scan these in and make these digital files so that people can download them and use them in their own arts and crafts and mixed media, you know, those kinds of things. But one of the reasons I love it is because 3 of them are wearing bowling shirts, and one of them says Ted, one of them says Lee, and one of them says Soapy, because his name was Soapy. Or at least his nickname was Soapy. I really, really love it. But this is from the Gig Harbor Bowling League in the 1950s, I'm guessing. Anyways, I thought it was really cool. So I'll be scanning that one in. I'm a huge photo collector, so I actually collect the hard copies for myself. So yeah, I'll probably scan this in and sell the digital file online though. Okay, so after I hit up all of the yard sales, I found a little bitty thrift shop. I found a Goodwill that I'd never been to, so I headed over there. When I got out of the car, I saw a little bitty thrift shop kind of at the far end of the, you know, the, what do you call it? Store area, whatever it's called. Oh God, the shopping center. My brain is done. So I decided to hit up that place first, and it has quickly become my new all-time favorite place. The prices were amazing. It was a very curated store. It was a senior citizen store, and so they all have amazing taste. So I went in there and picked up a few goodies. So these I absolutely love. I do not know who makes them. So I'm not going to be getting, you know, Fitz and Floyd price tags or anything like that. But these are thick. These are absolutely beautiful emerald green. And with Christmas coming up, I thought these would be beautiful salad plates to go along with another set of dishware that people have. So I have 10 of them. I bought them for $1.25 a piece. So that turned out to be about $12.50 total, I think, was what I spent on this set of dishware. And I can retail it probably for around $50, since it doesn't have a name on it. Okay, so I bought that. Shift over just a little bit, buddy. This made me smile. So you see the little koala bear. He says barely awake. In the back, he says perk up. Now, they took a tip out of the thrift store, out of Goodwill, and they put a tag on the bottom. But the bottom, if you can't tell, says Shirt Tales. Shirt Tales is a show that I used to watch in the 1980s, but it says made in Japan, 1980 Hallmark Cards Inc., and it has Shirt Tales on it. The little koala from Shirt Tales. I paid $1 for this. He retails for about $12 online, so I will be posting him for about $12 online, but I think he's amazing. The next thing I got, and it was so funny because all of the ladies went, "Oh my God, thank you, you're finally taking the watermelon." So they didn't want the watermelon. Apparently it's been sitting there for 2 months. I picked it up for $2.55. It is a handmade watermelon. So it's got little vines on the front. It is signed on the bottom, which is AG. And I did find a couple of sets online. Apparently this was a popular model with, popular mold with a lot of little cups. So it's kind of a punch bowl or something. I don't know. But all they had was this bowl, which I absolutely love. So I think I'm probably going to be able to price it at around $25. And at a $2.55 price tag, that's pretty darn good. Then I'm looking at 2 more things from this particular thrift store. This is cool. Okay, so this is an UNESCO piece, and you can see on the bottom it's printed with UNESCO on the base, and it says this is from The Champions series. It's called Backhand Slam, and it is from 1982. It's from 1982. Now, I don't know if this is like Jackie Joyner Kersey. I don't know if this is supposed to be somebody or just a generic tennis player. But it's pretty phenomenal. She's got all of her hands and her fingers. These retail for roughly about $30 online, which is pretty great. I picked her up for $2. So definitely gonna be listing her soon. And finally at this thrift store, oh, for $6, I picked up this bad boy. It is a sewing hammock. It's silk on the inside. It's got 2 pockets right there on the inside. But it's a sewing hammock, so technically it would be for your yarn and your needles and all of that beautiful stuff. But it can also be used as a magazine rack. It's in beautiful condition. It's a very, very thick fabric. It is not a carpet bag. It is not a carpet bagging fabric. It's just a plain old cotton fabric. So I'll make that very clear because it does look like a carpet bag, which, oh God, that would have been amazing. But so that is that. So after that, I walked over to the Goodwill to see what I could find over there. And I racked up over there as well. Guys, today I spent just a little less than $100 on everything. Oh, and I picked up this rack for $6. $6, and it retails roughly for about $30 to $50 depending on the style. So I've got to do a little more research on that, but I found one that was almost identical that seems to be retailing on Etsy for about $30. Okay, so this guy, I picked up this guy for $3.99. I didn't get any green tags today, which is where the discount was, but he's a really big figurine and I love the way his ears folded up. It says Japan on the bottom and it says 1968, folks to Ralph, May. So I don't know what any of that means. It might have been May 1968 from Ralph to Ralph from his folks, I think is roughly where we're going with this. But I just think he is absolutely adorable. There's not a single chip or crack in him. I love him to death. This one surprised me. So this one I paid $2.99 for. She is a little bunny rabbit, and I might list her, I don't know. She's a little bunny rabbit in a cowgirl hat. And on the bottom, it does say, Love Gammy to Kyra, 2003. So she's not vintage, and that's where my surprise came in. She looks to me very vintage, but if you're thinking about it, if Gammy is a grandma, maybe she had this mold sitting around, maybe this was, I don't know, but she did really a beautiful job. You can see her little button nose even has pink in it if it would. There we go. So you can see her little pink nose, her little pink button nose. She's just beautifully done. She really is. So I need to clean some of the dust off of her hat, but otherwise, I like her. Okay, next thing. We just got 2 more things and then we're done. Told you today was kind of a quick one. 20-minute video. This is how we need to start doing things. Okay, so I got a chain family, and I love chain families, but this is, whoop, come on. This is a little chain family. His chain has fallen off, so he needs to be reattached right there. But this is a little chain family. He was $4.99. They were $4.99. Not a chip or crack in them other than chain, which should be a pretty darn easy fix. Nope, my camera does not like me today. There we go. So, and this guy is pretty much identical, just smaller. So got $4.99 for those. Now these guys generally retail for about $15. If you find some of the chain families with fur and like actual fur on them, then those can retail for anywhere between $30 and $50. I sold one for $80 once. So they can go pretty high depending on their condition, the amount of fur that is still attached to them, how many members of the family there are. The one I sold had 1 parent and then 3 little puppies, and they all had fur and they were bright pink. I loved them. Sold them pretty darn quick. I only owned them for about 24 hours. Okay, and then finally the very last thing that I bought, and I'm in love with this. I may actually clean off some areas of my desk. So I got this for $5.99. But it is a 1980s lap desk. So it opens up, you can store things inside of it. It just sits on your lap. You can use it as a writing desk and then store your pens and paper and dictionary inside. So I absolutely adore that. So yes, that is everything that we collected for the day. It was a nice haul as far as hauls go. So with that being said, I've got to go make sure that I have everything documented, all of my price tags in the computer before I forget them. If you guys have any questions, leave them below, and make sure you are liking, commenting, and subscribing. Yeah, and if you are interested in grabbing any of this stuff, I'm going to be listing it this week, or you can shoot me a quick message or leave a comment below, and I'd be more than happy to hook you up with whatever item it is that you're looking for. All right, that is it. I'm out. Bye, guys.